All right, it is day 13 of our Pacific Crest Trail through hike, and we just got off of our zero from Idlewild back to the end of Devil's Slide. Headed back up to Saddle Junction to resume our PCT hike and plan on doing San Jacinto Peak today. It is going to be a beautiful day. So the Devil's Slide Trail, despite its name, is actually moderately graded. It's not a bad trail at all. It leads to a pretty popular trailhead right outside of Idlewild, which is why a lot of hikers doing the PCT use the Devil Slide to get in and out of town. Again, it's not officially part of the Pacific Crest Trail. It's just kind of a popular side trail that hikers use. So we're closing in on Saddle Junction, back up to where the Pacific Crest Trail is. Back up to Saddle Junction. Made it up here a lot quicker than we thought. Headed northbound on the PCT. So now that we're back on the PCT, up here in about 1.8 miles, the PCT splits off, continues north, and we'll be taking the San Jacinto Peak alternate trail to San Jacinto Summit. And then that alternate trail loops back around and catches the PCT, connects back to the PCT further north. Nice. All right, we just came to the split where we are taking the San Jacinto Peak alternate loop around, hitting the San Jacinto Summit, and reconnecting to the Pacific Crest Trail further up after the summit. All right, good view of the summit area. We're just at about 9,000 feet. We still got about 1,500 feet of climbing, but summit's up there somewhere. Almost there. There's the shelter. Get ready to hit the summit. Check out the San Jacinto shelter, San Jacinto Peak shelter, right here, just below the summit. Cute little shelter. It's got a nice little view. That's what it looks like from the front. Ooh, cute. And we made it, San Jacinto Peak, 10,834 feet. What a view. I know, yeah. Look at that over Palm Springs. Check out these views from San Jacinto Peak. Absolutely amazing. Not much snow left here up the top. All right, back down to the San Jacinto Trail Loop. We just summited up that direction. And then 2.3 miles that way, we're gonna rejoin the Pacific Crest Trail. So we're gonna go that way. It's getting chilly.
Why don't you pull the camera out down a sketchy, rocky...
All right, we're back at the other end of the peak trail. We just rejoined the PCT, headed northbound. Try to find a campsite. Water. Sounds like a good water source down there. Gonna go check it out. Wow, that is amazing. Time to load up. All right, we just got our water at that water source back there, that beautiful water source. And we are shopping for a campsite here on day 13. Check out this sweet camp spot we just found. 8,600 feet. It only puts us at about 11 miles for the day, but 12?
Yep.
12 miles for the day. But we didn't start till 11 o'clock either, so coming out of Idlewild. So we're gonna make this spot work for the night. So we're camping at mile marker 186.6 for the night. We're gonna get our tent set up here. All right, there's our tent spot all set up for the night. Bringing day 13 to an end. A little bit lighter of a day mileage wise, but we did start late coming out of Idlewild, and we did summit San Jacinto Peak, which was amazing. I would highly recommend. Tomorrow's going to be a long day, a long, like 20-mile downhill off of this higher elevation we've been at, back down to the desert. So we're going to be dropping from like 8,500 feet that we're at now down to like 1,000 feet over the course of like a 20-mile downhill. So we will see you tomorrow. Day 14. We just broke camp. It's just after 6 a.m. Gonna be headed downhill for like 19 miles today. So it's gonna be pretty much an all downhill day. We're gonna be losing about 7,000-ish feet in elevation. So that's kind of the plan today. Looks like we're gonna be camping right around a water source. That's option number one that we're looking at. Water looks pretty reasonable today. There's one or two sources we can get water on the way down. But it is 19 miles of a long downhill. So we'll see what this terrain looks like. One quick note about Idlewild, where we took our zero the other day. It's such a cute little town. If you're in the area, whether it be you're hiking the PCT or just stopping through to hit San Jacinto Peak, you definitely gotta just check out Idlewild. There's a couple of markets there that are a little bit more reasonably priced than Julian. I should say a lot more reasonably priced than Julian. Pretty much a proper grocery stores. and some good cafes. And they had quite a bit of surprising vegan options at the cafes too. So definitely got to check out a Wild Out. Our next major stop here is about 4.5 days away. Is the Big Bear Lake, Big Bear ski area, and that's a little ways away. But we're gonna plan on taking just a short overnight there. We do have a resupply box waiting there for us as well. So that's what's on tap. Sunrise over the mountain. San Jacinto Peak back that way. Peace out, San Jacinto Wilderness. We're headed northbound.
Yay, a blowdown.
Yay! A little bit of a slope.
Got it.
That's where we came from. And that's where we're going. Yeah, he's right there. I'm gonna wait till he moves away a little more.
Yep. Good idea.
Where did you see him? Did you see him in advance?
Oh, I walked right past him and he like started to rattle. Oh my God.
Headed down that way. You can see Interstate 10 down there. There's an underpass that we'll cross tomorrow morning to get through there. I'd like to do it tonight after talking about it. Where we're camping is going to put us at 19 miles for the day. We'd like to go further, but it doesn't look like there's any viable campsites, at least that we can see, for another 17 miles beyond this one. So it looks like we're stuck down here once we get down here at the 19 miles for the day. So that's where we're at currently. There's Interstate 10. Somewhere down there is the underpass to get us to the other side, to those mountains. Just crossed the 200-mile mark. here on day 14. Almost missed it. Still about 4 more miles to the campsite that we're eyeballing. Still going. Another couple miles or so to camp. This downhill out of the San Jacinto wilderness, this 20-mile downhill has been long.
Hey everyone, end of day 14, we made it to mile marker 205.7. It was a long, mentally exhausting day, 20-mile downhill to our campsite. It was just really a difficult day. It got very warm as we lost elevation and got down near 1,500 feet in where we were camping. So that's the end of day 14, just over 20 miles today, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Good morning, day 15 here on our PCT through hike. Just broke camp and we are headed down under the I-10 overpass that connects LA and Phoenix, and headed north into the mountains. We're going to be getting closer to the Mission Creek area where there's been a lot of storm damage. So we don't know how long it's going to take to get where we're going. So today's kind of just like, looks like tenting options are pretty good today. So we're just going to kind of go until we don't want to really hike anymore. So that's kind of the plan. Looks like it's going to be another warm day. So we're trying to get out of this desert valley and start gaining elevation here as quickly as possible, because we got to go down a little bit more into the valley there, cross under I-10 before we start climbing the mountains again on the other side. So we're trying to get there before the sun gets too high and it gets too warm. Peace out, 20-mile downhill. Onward to I-10. Another couple miles to go. It's like choose your own adventure out here. There's so many open dirt areas, so many sets of footprints and tire tracks and markers. If you didn't have navigation, you could get kind of lost a little easy, even though you know you're going towards I-10. It's where do you cross under I-10 is the question. But thankfully we have our navigation and we're going in the right direction. All right, almost to the I-10 underpass. Lost the trail for a quick second. Trying to figure out how to get over there. Looks like maybe this way. All right, finally. Going under I-10. And a train to boot. We don't need it.
Olive oil, tampons, and water.
Quite the combination.
Quite the
Who would have expected under the I-10 overpass? There's a little wall, piece of cardboard that someone put out where you can sign your name. These are all the people that have come through before us. Quite a few. Okay, whoever maintains this is actually pretty cool. Look at this. Little bag of oranges, water cache. That's where we just came out of, that underpass. Look at that. There's the trail right here. And we're going towards the mountains. It's so nice of people to maintain those water caches like that. We didn't need any because the last note we read on our navigation is that there wasn't any left. So I don't like relying on that stuff, unfortunately. You can't rely on it. So we carried all the water we needed from where we camped last night, but it's good to know that it is there if people need it. That train still going. All those cargo containers. There's all your Amazon people. Going back to LA, back to port. Hey, coming into section C. Here we go. Another upset rattlesnake. Right in the middle of the trail, and he doesn't want to appear to go anywhere. So we're gonna have to try to find a little way around him. Umbrellas are out. Not really too much bushwhacking, and the wind isn't too terrible. So it's perfect time for him. We're about 10 miles in to our 20-mile day. About 4 more miles to water. Making pretty good time. There's our water. Down there. 2-ish miles away. Going down to get water. So this is about the 14-mile mark down there for us today. And it's just after noontime. We're gonna top off. And we're gonna shoot for another 6 miles, and we may go further than that, depending on terrain and time and what have you. Water looks pretty good going forward. So we've got about a 6-mile carry after this, and then after that, it looks like it's really not an issue for a while. So I'm excited about not carrying 4 liters of water around. All right, made it down to the bottom. We could get water here, but it's a little ways walkout. But another 1.5 miles north, it looks like we cross, and that looks like the better spot to get water. And we have enough to get us there, so we're just gonna do that instead of taking a detour that way. As I mentioned, it's hot. Our temperature gauge says it's 91 degrees out. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Woo! It's a scorcher. Almost at our water source. All right, trail crosses around here somewhere. It looks like right there, but we're trying to find maybe a bit better of a place to cross. Be careful. All right, we just filled up with water back at where we crossed back there. And we got about 4 or 5 more miles to camp. The infamous Mission Creek area. Gonna be finding a place to camp down there and then tackling majority of us tomorrow. All right, we're down in the Mission Creek area, just short of the 21-mile mark for the day. And we're gonna set up camp right here. Water's down that way. So we're gonna set our tent here, soak our feet. Oh yeah. Woo. Good morning, day 16 here on the Pacific Crest Trail, and we're in the Mission Creek area. We just broke campus just after 6 a.m. And for those of you that are not familiar with this area, this 12-mile-ish stretch was severely washed out several years back due to remnants of a hurricane. So the trail is a little slow going in this area, to say the least. So our goal today is to get beyond that 12-mile washout area. We're shooting for, I think, around 15. We have less than 40 miles now to our next stop, which is Big Bear Lake. This is definitely choose your own adventure. To give you an idea of some of the damage that happened through here. Looks like the trail originally came over there, washed out right there, crossed over at some point, and then went across here. Probably connected right in here somewhere, and that whole area is just washed right out. No trail at all. So we're kind of just walking along the river up, which is the general direction we need to go. All right, coming up on six-ish or so miles in. River forks right here. Left to right, we go right, and looks like somehow we gotta get up there. This embankment. So we gotta figure out how to do that. Still trying to navigate the Mission Creek area here. Trail comes up here, and then crosses the river bank to the other side. But the old trail crossing is washed out, so we gotta go down here. All right, we're out of that the Mission Creek area. That was slow going. So we got we're about 12, 13 miles in for the day, gaining a bunch of elevation. I think we're headed up to like 8,000-ish or so feet for tonight. I think it's gonna be a chilly night too. So right now we're gonna be getting water, and then within the next 4 miles or so, fishing for a campsite. Check out this patch of lupin. It's so fragrant. Look at this. Bees are loving it. Another challenge. Trail comes down here.
Ow, hurty.
Major erosion right here. Trail is gone. And then trail continues up there. So we gotta slide down on our asses, climb back out over there. This whole area is just washed right out. The trail no longer exists, so we're trying to follow our navigation.
I'm gonna go this way.
Okay, to get where we're going. So we just filled up at the last water source, like 15 miles. And now we're looking for our camp site. We're at about 8,000-ish or so feet in elevation. And there's no more water for the next 15 miles, as I said. So we're at a dry camp and we're packing enough water to get us to 15 miles tomorrow. So shopping for a campsite right now. All right, we have a possibility. I said we have a possibility. Not too shabby. Pine needles instead of sand.
Yep.
And we got some sun left to dry off, so that's good. All right, this is our tent site for the night. Looks like a pretty good site to us. So that wraps up day 16. It has been a tough couple of days, let me tell you. Probably not easily seen from the videos, but ever since we left the Paradise Valley Cafe North, it has been just a brutal stretch. So the uphill to Saddle Junction from Paradise Valley Cafe, the long 20-mile downhill to near I-10, and then just from I-10 to here through Mission Creek has been very, very tough and slow going. But we're back in some trees, at least for the time being. And just over 15 slow miles today, which was our goal. So we made our goal, but the miles came really, really slow today. So that ends day 16. See you tomorrow. Day 17, 5:10 a.m. It's 33 degrees outside. The tent is frozen. And we have coffee. Good morning, day 17. Just broke camp, 31 degrees out, a little chilly this morning, so we're all bundled up. And tomorrow is town day. So we have about 24 miles-ish to get to Big Bear Lake. So we're gonna split that up. We're gonna do about, I think, anywhere between 15 and 20 today, depending on the trail, which will leave us between 5 and 10 or so to get to town tomorrow. And then we're gonna take either a Nero or a Zero, not quite sure yet, depending on how much stuff we gotta do. That's the plan. It is a frosty morning. Slept with a water filter last night, just in case. Sun is coming up. There's a San Gorgonio Mountain, over 11,000 feet. That makes up the Sand to Snow National Monument. Got your snow there, and way over that way you got your sand. Hey, we certainly didn't camp that high last night, but we did camp right around 8,200 feet, which is why it was so cold. It's just so interesting, the difference in temperatures the last few days. Just a couple of days ago, we were complaining about 91 degree desert heat. And this morning, got down to a low of about 31. So it's just very interesting to me that the drastic temperature shift in such a short period of time. Granted, you have the elevation, but very beautiful. Another view of the mountain over there. See if I can zoom in. Still lots of snow up there. Another obstacle on a cliff. Looking towards the Sonoran Desert floor down there. And that's part of Whitewater River. some of which we crossed the other day. I'm guessing way down further on the other side of that ridge. There's San Jacinto Peak there in the background. Came down a couple of days ago for reference. Trail is so much cruisier today than it was the last couple of days. Especially yesterday, that Mission Creek section was pretty slow going. Today it's really nice and cruisy. Till you come to a down log. This is what slows you down a little. Normally I dislike downhills, but this downhill feels fantastic right now. When we first got into Mission Creek yesterday, we started, I think right around, or I should say the night prior. I think it starts like right around 4,000 feet in elevation. Don't quote me on that. But then we spent all day not only navigating the washout areas, but it's a gradual, slow incline up to where we camped last night at about 8,200 feet. And then today, this morning, for the first like 6 miles, we had some little further elevation gain. So it is feeling very nice to go downhill. And it's kind of a cushy downhill at the moment. And it kind of looks that way all the way to Highway 18, which is where we're going to get a hitch into Big Bear Lake. So yeah, I'm enjoying this at the moment. And it's cooler. Just past the 250 mile mark. How cool is that already? The time feels like it's going by so quickly. Day 17, we're already over 250 miles. Making pretty good time today. One of the things we think about on trail quite often is where everyone else is that started the same day. We know of at least confirmed one person that's ahead of us, but I suspect there's probably more. We just can't confirm that. Probably a good handful are within 24 hours of us. And then I know one quit, and the rest, I have no idea where they are, but I suspect they're within a day or two. Doesn't necessarily mean anyone's faster or slower. Everyone kind of has their own schedule, but it's fun kind of keeping tabs on everyone and seeing where everyone's at. But boy, I'll tell you, that Mission Creek area, that will eat some souls. The size of this log.
Nice job.
These are huge amenities. Picnic tables. Shade. So we've hiked over 15 miles today, and it's still early in the afternoon. So we're just gonna kind of go as long as we can today. We're less than 10 miles to Highway 18 to get into Big Bear. All right, we just filled up at our last water source. That'll get us to camp and to the highway in the morning. And now we're just gonna hike until we don't want to hike anymore and try to get as close to Highway 18 as we can. So tomorrow morning, hopefully it's only 3 miles or less to the trailhead. We just had our first real trail magic from a guy named Lieutenant Dan, who says he hiked the PCT in 2016, and he lives over near the Arizona border, and he's just set up his truck with all right next to the trail with all kinds of fruit and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, that was really cool and unexpected. So first trail magic of the Pacific Crest Trail, like 260 miles in, I think, at this point. Whew. Less than 2 miles out from Highway 18. Gonna be shopping for a campsite soon. As much as I'd love to go into town tonight, get a hot shower and everything tonight, this late in the afternoon, it just seems kind of like a waste of a hotel room. So we're gonna go in bright and early tomorrow morning. All right, after 25 miles, we found a pretty sweet spot, just about a quarter mile from Highway 18 down into Big Bear, right around mile 265-ish. There she is. Pretty sweet view. Good sunset. And this will set us up to get into Big Bear tomorrow on day 18. All right, have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning, day 18. We are headed down to Highway 18, just about a quarter of a mile away, and we're gonna get a hitch into Big Bear Lake, where we are going to take a Nero, which is basically a day off trail. So we're gonna be spending the night in Big Bear Lake. We are very excited. To the poor Starbucks employees, to the baristas at Big Bear Lake, we pre-apologize for the 2 stinky thru-hikers that are going to be coming in. They haven't showered in 5 days and drinking your coffee here soon. Right before the trailhead here on Highway 18, I came across this hiker text message board. Pretty cool. See when
here's the
previous hikers have come through. Little trail log. All right, coming down to Highway 18. We want to go that way into Big Bear. So we're gonna throw our thumbs out and see if we can get a ride in. Just like that, we're at Starbucks. Always right in the wall.